Hey everyone, Josh Guthrie here with Input Ace, bringing you another Video Tip Tuesday. And in today's tip, I'm going to talk to you about date and time offset. The date and time offset feature in Input Ace allows you to correct for differences between the actual DVR time and real time. Now, this happens quite often when we are dealing with DVRs, where we see a difference in the time the DVR is displaying and what real time is. And it happens for a number of reasons. We can have just simple drift, we can have daylight savings, we can have power outages, all kinds of things can cause there to be an offset between DVR time and real time. And it's very important that when your first responders are going out to collect video evidence, that they're looking for and documenting these offsets. If you don't have the information, it can make it very difficult for you to track suspects, find things in video, when investigators are telling you when things are happening in real time, and then you have an offset issue in your DVR, you could be scrubbing through video for hours and hours. So let's go ahead. We're going to take a look at a case today that I have over 90 videos or video subclips that we'd have to look at. But the investigators in this case, it was a stabbing homicide in British Columbia that grant work. Maybe you've seen this before, maybe not, but the investigators did a fantastic job of documenting the date and time offsets. So let's go ahead and take a look. So as you can see, I've imported my videos that I have. I have 3 locations. I have a rooftop camera, I have an entranceway camera, and I have a driveway camera. And each of these contain a bunch of video files. The rooftop has 4, the entranceway there's 23, and in the driveway there are 66 different pieces of video footage that we'd have to go through. But as I said, the investigators did a fantastic job of getting the date and time offset information. Real quick, for your first responders, a simple, quick way to do that is to take a snapshot with a cell phone of the screen. And then you have the time of the DVR in that photo, and you can go to the metadata in the photo that you took with your phone and see when you took that photo, and you can compare times that way. So that's kind of a simple way for them to do that. So we have our notes here that I'll show you. We see that our rooftop camera, the DVR was actually set to real time. So that's fantastic. When that happens, we love that, right? There's no need to do any kind of offsets. And we see that our incident occurs at 4:48:18. Our driveway camera is 2 hours behind. And then our keys, the entranceway camera is 59 minutes and 40 seconds behind. So we have 2 cameras within the same system here, and they have 2 different offsets. So let's go ahead and have a look at our rooftop. And it said 4:48:18. Now, those of you, you work with video all the time, you know that the video files that you get, they're the naming convention, it'll take the shape of sort of some date and time for the file. So this one we see 2014, 07/25, so July 25th, and then the time. Well, this says 4:48:18. So I'm going to try to get close to that. And it looks like this here is 04:47. So let's try that. Okay, we bring that up. And our incident happens at 4:48:18. So we see from our metadata here, we have the date and the time that is matching up here in the on-screen timer from the DVR. So we're just going to scrub ahead here to 4:48:18. And we're going to look over here in the corner here by the fence, and we're going to see our victim. Our victim is going to fall into the fence. So we'll get the 4:48:18, and there he is into the fence. I can use my forward and back keys to frame step, and I see him falling into the fence. So I can go ahead and mark that just by hitting my M key, and I'm just going to call this stabbing incident. And we see that our metadata that's in here for this marked frame that we have our date and time, and it's showing 7:25 of 4:48:18. Again, this camera was correct. With being correct with the real time and the DVR time were the same. So nothing to do here. We have our date and time, and our image is marked for the incident. So now we want to move on. We have some information in our notes here that the witnesses say they saw the suspect an hour and a half earlier in the building, and he swiped his card at 3:12:47 to enter the building. So we're going to go out here next, and we're going to look at the Keys driveway video here, because that's where that information's from. So we go to the Keys driveway, and what we note is that this particular camera is 2 hours behind. So we have 66 files here, and we could go down through and by clicking the settings, we could come in here and we could hit edit for our date and time offset right here. And we could go ahead and do 2 hours, and we'd have to do that for all of these. And that will take a very long time. So what we've done here in 2.6 is they've added a settings for the group, which we can now edit the date and time offset for that whole group of videos for that particular camera. So we want to make it later. We can set it for 2 hours behind. We hit OK. OK. And what that did was that just updated all of the timing information that we would see out here in the timeline for all of those videos. So now they saw the suspect an hour and a half earlier. He enters the building. So we want to try to find a time again by going through and looking and seeing about an hour and a half before that 3:12:47. So that puts us, at about 1:12:47. So we're going to go up here and look, and this looks like it's pretty close. So let's see. Yep, we're at 1:10:54. And you notice though that because I changed my offset, that here in my metadata and my clock is showing 3:11. So it's actually 2 hours ahead. This was 2 hours behind, so now we've moved it 2 hours ahead. And it says 3:12:47, so we can simply scroll now to 3:12:47 in our timeline. And there is our guy right here swiping his key card. And I can advance forward. I see that he enters the building, and that looks like it's at about 3:12:49. Again, if I wanted to mark that image, you see that my metadata is all updated again with my offset that was put in, this 2 hours, and that's right here. So we could say suspect, can't type today. Suspect enters building and hit OK, and we'd mark that image. So now we have him entering the building. Now we want to take a look at the entrance. He gets inside the building, and we said it was about 3:12:49. So we go to our entranceway videos, and if we didn't have the offset, let's just say we didn't have the offset, and we try to go down here and look for this information. 03:12:49 we're looking for. Well, here's 03:12:42. And if we go in here and look at this, and when we get to 3:12:49 that we said he should be entering the building, we see that he's not there. Again, if we didn't have that offset, we'd be scrubbing through all of this video, and that would take time. And you can imagine if you had even more video, it would take you weeks just scrubbing through trying to find suspects. So again, getting that date time offset information is critical to being able to do a good investigation, but doing it in a more rapid manner, a quick manner if you need to get information out there. So make sure we're getting those date time offsets. So what we did see was the entranceway was 59 minutes and 40 seconds behind. So again, what we could do is we could go to our group here. Okay, we can go to our group, and we hit edit, and we would hit later again because it's behind. So we want to make it later, and we see 59 minutes, 40 seconds. I had already had these entered in, but 59 minutes and 40 seconds is where we're going to set our offset. If you did in fact have a situation where you actually knew the DVR date and time, you could enter it here, and then the actual date and time, you could hit calculate and it would calculate for you. That's just another way to figure it out. But here we enter 59 minutes and 40 seconds. We're going to hit OK. We hit OK again, and what that did was just updated that. So we're about an hour behind in this video, and we're looking at 3:12:47. So we need to go about an hour earlier to about 2/12/47. And we're going to go up here and look, and we see right around here is about 208. The next one's 215, so we'll try 208. And because we set that offset, we notice again our metadata in our timeline here, we see it's actually at 308. We said 3/12/49, so we can scroll through here quick and we can find out where 3/12/49. And we're gonna scroll here, and here comes our guy right here, the guy that was going in the door. So because we had that offset information, we were able to change the date time offset there, and it enables us to go ahead and more quickly find and track our suspects. Again, we could mark this by hitting M. We see our metadata here. We could give it another name. We just call it, just call him suspect in the doorway. And again, our date and time information is all updated at 3/12/51. So you can kind of see how we're building this order, this chronological order now, and our metadata is proper and updated because we had the date and time offsets. I'm gonna hit OK. So again, the nice feature about this is we can actually update our date time offsets for a whole group with hitting the group settings in any one of these. We hit edit here at our date time offset, and we can then go ahead and enter what that offset is. So a very powerful tool because that applies it to all those videos in that group. You can do the same thing if you had to do one video, you could just click on its settings. And again, you see you have the date and time offset you could just set for one video if you're only working with one video. So again, a very powerful tool to have, but more importantly, you need to have that date and time offset information. So encourage your first responders out there going out to get this information in this video that they're documenting these date and time offsets as well. So I hope this helps you. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.